Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are tackling a huge question, maybe the biggest question for any aspiring entrepreneur out there. How do you build something from nothing? This is your explainer on the No Money Business Plan. Let's jump right in.
This is the dream, isn't it? To launch a successful business without needing a single dollar of startup cash. It sounds amazing, maybe a little too good to be true. So, is it actually possible?
The answer is a clear, resounding yes. It is absolutely possible. But, and this is a big but, no money doesn't mean you have no assets. Your true capital, the stuff that really matters, is your knowledge, your network, and of course, a solid strategy. And in today's world, this isn't some fantasy. Thanks to all the digital tools and platforms we have, the entire game has changed. For anyone out there with skills, with dedication, and an internet connection, that door to earning without a cash investment, well, it has never been more wide open. Okay, so how do you actually do it? Instead of just throwing a random list of online jobs at you, we're going to break this down. We're going to look at three main approaches, three core pathways you can take to start bringing in income without any capital. So here they are, our three main routes. You can be a service provider, where you're basically selling your skills. You can be a connector, where you bring people or deals together. And finally, you can be a creator, where you play the long game and build an audience. Let's break down what each of these really means. First up, the service provider. Now, you can think of this pathway as having two different levels. You can start with what we'll call task-based income. Things like online surveys or little micro jobs. It's a fantastic way to get your foot in the door. But the real money is in skill-based income. This is where you leverage actual expertise in things that are in high demand, like web design, video editing, professional writing. That's where you can start charging a much, much higher rate.
All right, next up is the connector path. This one is all about creating value just by bridging a gap in the market. A really powerful example of this is real estate wholesaling. You're not the one buying the houses, you're the deal maker. You're the one connecting motivated sellers with people who have cash to buy. It's a role that definitely requires some sharp negotiation skills and a real feel for the local market.
So here's how it works, on paper at least. First, you find a seller. Then you get their property under contract for a discounted price. Next, you find an investor who's willing to pay more for it. And finally, you just assign that contract over to them. The difference between those two prices? That's your fee. You make the whole deal happen without ever owning the property. But, and this is important, if you can't find a buyer in time, the deal can totally fall apart. So speed and having a strong network of investors are absolutely critical. And that brings us to our third pathway, the creator. Now, this one is the long game. Your main focus here is on building an audience around something you know a lot about. Could be cooking, coding, whatever you're passionate about. You create valuable content through a blog, a YouTube channel, you name it, and you build trust. Then, over time, that trust starts to translate into real income, whether it's through affiliate marketing, selling your own courses or ebooks, or even landing sponsorships.
Okay, so we've looked at the pathways and they all sound great. But now it's time for a really necessary reality check. Just because you can start with no money doesn't mean it's a shortcut. It does not mean no effort or no time or no skill. It just means your investment is measured in a different way.
I love this quote from freelancer Adam Palmer because it just perfectly explains why your skills are your number one asset. He says, the most expensive freelancer is someone that's going to ruin the project. Think about that. Clients will always, always pay more for someone who is reliable and knows what they're doing. Why? Because a cheap freelancer who tanks a project costs them way more in the long run. The bottom line is quality will always matter more than price.
So, how do you get that experience when you're just starting out? Well, Adam Palmer gives this fantastic advice. Just hire yourself. Yeah, before you even think about looking for a client, work on your own stuff. Build a portfolio, create a case study. Prove to yourself that you can do the work, and then you'll have all the confidence you need to prove it to others.
So, once you've sharpened your skills and you've got a little portfolio built up, the next obvious question is, how on earth do you find work without a marketing budget? Well, let's look at the free toolkit you already have right at your fingertips. Your first stop, for sure, should be social media. Places like Facebook and especially LinkedIn are just incredible networking tools. You can join groups where your ideal clients are already hanging out, share useful insights, and just start building real relationships that naturally lead to work. This isn't about spamming people, it's about making a genuine connection. Next up, start a blog. Seriously,
A blog is like your home base online. It's the one place where you can really show off your expertise in detail. By putting out helpful, relevant information again and again, you build authority and you start to attract clients who are already looking for the exact solutions that you provide. And please do not sleep on email. Tools like MailChimp let you get started for free, and you can build a direct line of communication to your audience. An email list is a powerful asset that you actually own. It's a way to build lasting client relationships without having to worry about what some social media algorithm is doing this week. So as we start to wrap this up, let's bring it all home. Starting a business with no money really just shifts the focus from what's in your bank account to what's in your head. The real investment here, it's something else entirely. This right here, this is your real capital. It's patience, because this stuff takes time. It's consistent effort, because just showing up every single day is what creates momentum. It's a commitment to always be improving your skills, because your value is directly tied to how good you are. And finally, it's the time you put into building a genuine network. These are the assets that are actually going to fund your business.
So it's pretty clear that the barrier to getting started isn't financial. It's all about your strategy, your skill, and your persistence. You've seen the pathways, you've seen the tools. The roadmap is right here in your hands. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build?